welcome back everybody. We have Hozy playing in the background while we read stories from the Bisexual subreddit. So let's get into this. The first story I have is from Conscious Crab 7192. When you date both men and women, you realise how misogynistic men are. Okay, let's get into this. As someone who's also dated men and women, I could possibly be on the same page, but we'll see their perspective. It's honestly so sad how when I am on a date with a woman and we kiss, how many times a man has approached us, even in gay bars. And I mean, open your eyes for kissing a woman to see a man standing right next to us. This has never happened whilst dating a man as a woman. To be fair, this is hard for me to engage on because I'm not a big PDA person, so I've never, made out with a girlfriend or a boyfriend on the streets, so I probably can't tell this one. So I'll keep my opinions to myself, and I will read this, and then I'll read some other people's comments afterwards. So, this has never happened whilst dating a man as a woman. Not once has a man approached me and a boyfriend asking for a threesome. Not once has a man approached me and a boyfriend and grabbed my arm and said, "Can I join in?" Not once has a man said, "That's hot," whilst I've been kissing a boyfriend. Not once has a man recorded me and a boyfriend kissing. That's really gross. Why have people recorded you? Not once has a man knocked his friend to point and look over at me and a boyfriend kissing. It makes me realise that all those times me and my ex-boyfriends got to have uninterrupted moments of affection was only because he was a man and men respect other men. I don't know if that's the case, I just don't think they find it as sexy. But no, you're right, there is a respect thing, because even if they saw two women kissing and found it sexy, why are they approaching it and saying anything or doing anything at all? Every time I started dating women, I lose all desire to be with men because of the sheer level of misogyny and recognising that most men do not see women as whole people who can have relationship outside of them. It's so disgusting. No, you're quite right. If you are a man and you see two women kissing in public, leave them alone. It's not for you. Women have their own lives, dreams and aspirations that do not always involve men. All valid points. You are quite right. Let's see what the comments have to say. Melanin Strooch says, "Even as a guy I notice the misogyny, though in very different ways. I'm a femboy, and it's regularly happened to me that guys on dating apps say stuff along the lines of, femboys are better than women because hooking up with you is easier, or my girlfriend is so annoying, she won't even let me hit. Holy shit, do they think them seeing anything remotely feminine as a pure sex object makes them attractive?" No, that's quite right. Just because you are female, there is that. You worded it well, OP, when you said lack of respect. Sir Geeks a Lot says, "Everyone is a sexual object to those guys. I mean, I'm an average looking dad bod, and the excuse of conversation is pretty much the same. I think a lot of them know they aren't bringing anything to the table, they just want to get laid." Malcolm the Tortoise, that is an awesome name, says, "I get the same thing. It really disgusts me. Sexism is an instant block." Yeah. Aegis says, "I'm not that feminine, but same energy and an experience on Grindr. 95% of dudes kick open those gates with something provocative or sexual. Had like 2 nice dates on there, but the hassle of filtering through the boatload of guys wanting to round me before knowing my name makes me feel like it's not worth it. I assume that's how it is for most women on dating apps. The few friends who have shown me confirm that's what it's like for them." Yeah, to be fair, when I was on dating sites, I don't do them anymore because it's grief. And yeah, a lot of it is men not wanting relationships, and the unsolicited dick pics you get like within a couple of messages always just baffled me. Like, I'm gonna suddenly be like, "Oh yeah, take me now." No, that's not how a lot of people work. Let's move on to the next story. This is from Consideration OK631. Imposter syndrome runs deep. Needing advice. I'm a 31-year-old cis female. Came out as bi when I was 21 years old and have exclusively dated women for the last 2 years. I'm in a new relationship with a woman now, and it's been wonderful and loving. I love being with her. excited and scared about it all, and my sex drive is quite high, signalling feelings of safety and trust. When I dated men, I disassociated a lot more during sex and felt a level of disgust for being with them sexually the older I got. I felt so lonely and disconnected from them. There was always something missing. I couldn't quite place it. I have been very, very adamant in previous relationships, less so with this one, which is a big relief for me. Lately I've been wondering if I'm a lesbian. It's also frustrating because I still have moments doubting my sexuality and have thoughts around whether I'm bi or a lesbian. And I think I'm faking it or pretending, which makes me sad. Growing up in a conservative environment with not such LGBTQIA exposure prior to college, I have a queer sibling. I so badly want to trust my lived experience, and this is part of myself, and I see it as valid and authentic, but I struggle to fully believe it, which leads me to self-doubt, doubting the relationship. If anyone who's gone through something similar or has any suggestions here, would love any guidance. Yeah, I kind of get that as somebody who's dated both men and women. I think I second guess myself whenever I'm in one relationship, and it is just self-doubt constantly and not trusting yourself. And do you need to pigeonhole yourself? As in, do you need to label yourself to say you're a lesbian or bisexual? You can label yourself as bisexual, but you're more attracted to women, because as I've said in other videos, it's a spectrum. So you could be more on the falling in love with women scale than you are with men, but not to say men isn't for you at all. Or you could be a lesbian and not want to be with men at all. That is also just as fine. I wouldn't say worry about it too much. Just be you, love who you love, and just live your life. Let's see what the comments have to say. There aren't too many comments because I think it's quite a new... this was only 2 hours ago from when I started recording it that this was uploaded. So there's only a couple of comments. Aggressive Text 941 says, no advice, but I feel the same. You're not alone. How intrinsic biphobia is doesn't help either. And then Bender Reader 18 says, sorry, no advice from me because I also feel the same way. Am I bisexual or am I actually straight and I just hate men? I mean, yeah, that could be the case. I just think we're all... I don't know if it's because we all feel like we have to fit into some pigeonhole to be like, I'm bi, I'm straight, I'm trans, whatever that is. But it's not that simple, because within all of those there is also a spectrum. You can be like 99% falling for women, and then there's 1% where occasionally you're like, oh yeah, I could fancy being with a man right now, or the other way around, or it could just be 50-50. It's just the line between lesbian to bi to pans. Once you go down that line, it all links up and all joins up. And I would say all of you, just be who you are, love who you love, live your life, love your life, and you do you. I hope that helped in some small way. I'm not very good at articulating myself when it comes to advice, but I know what I'm trying to say. Let's read story number 3. Sensitive Trouble 639 says, I think I unintentionally came out to my friend and I'm so pleased. Oh, we can end this video on a positive coming out story. That's what I like. Hi everyone, glad I found the sub. I just need to share something. I am a 31-year-old guy and I finally realised I'm bisexual. Yay! I've only ever had romantic relationships with women, and I'm incredibly attracted to and love sleeping with them. However, ever since I was a teenager, I would have fantasies about having sex with men and women. Had a few fruity threesomes in my younger days, but always put it down to getting carried away in the moment. Since then, in between relationships, I have slept with 3 different men and enjoyed it. Again, I think I just pushed this to the back of my mind somehow, seeing as it seems to be generally more attracted to women. This is what I'm talking about the scale. You are a bisexual man who's more attracted to women, but also likes to get it on with men. I don't know what to say. Anyway, however, last week I was on holiday and I had an intensely good experience with a guy, and since getting back, felt like I was being weighed down by something. I phoned a lesbian friend of mine last night, saying I needed to tell her something. It took me ages to say it, almost hyperventilating with nerves, because before just straight up saying I slept with a guy. She simply giggled and asked how it was, and we chatted and laughed for the next few hours. Today I feel like the biggest weight has been lifted off my shoulders, albeit I feel incredibly overwhelmed, and I'm not sure what to do with this newfound label identity. But anyway, that's it. I guess I'm just a bi guy. Sorry for the long post, but except my friend, I don't have anyone that I feel like I can share this with yet. I was looking through this sub last night and reading everyone's experiences and just felt like I needed to post. So sorry for the long read, everyone. I appreciate it if you do. I just feel like something special has happened. I also have absolutely no clue what to do next. So any insight advice is welcome. Have a good day, everyone. That is really sweet and that was really well written. And I'm glad you finally admitted who you were, because obviously you were sexual fantasies about men from a very young, or from a teenager. And I mean, at that time you could have just been bi-curious. That may not have meant anything, but you have since slept with both, having threesomes and then had just men. So good for you for realizing it. Good for you for being brave enough to say it out loud to somebody you know. I know this friend was obviously going to accept you because you said she was a lesbian, so she wasn't gonna shun you. That would have been weird. But yeah, I'm glad that went well, because often saying it out loud to one person is the biggest, hardest step. So well done for taking that step and then posting the story on the internet for everyone to see and for me to then read out loud on the internet. And I hope you don't mind me doing that, but I like the positive story. Thank you for sharing your story. Let's see what the comments have to say. Sublime Object Petite A, congrats. Just enjoy your bi life. If you find someone suitable, have fun. Otherwise, no pressure. Life is no race, and exploration is fun for all ages. So I think this advice also helps story number 2 as well, when it comes to accepting whether they are bi or lesbian. Brilliant Mango 1490. I came out in my late 20s. Ah, me too. And sometimes feel embarrassed when my partner talks about knowing they were queer from such a young age. I feel so much shame about it, though I tried my best not to. This message was kind and helpful, thank you. That's very sweet. So this person's original comment has helped this person as well. That's fantastic. This is exactly what we want. This is why these subreddits are around, so people can talk and discuss these things openly with no shame, because there shouldn't be any shame. And hopefully people like me, although I have very few viewers, even if one person sees this and it has a positive effect on them, then I've done my job and I'm happy with that. Sublime Object Petite A, who was the first commenter, has also commented, don't be ashamed. I think it's more common for us bi people to realise it later in life than purely gay or lesbian people, because we feel similar enough like straight people not to notice the difference. On the plus side, we only have to deal with weird sexuality feelings when dating the same gender, and not puberty stuff at the same time. Yeah, that's right, I'd never... Sublime Object Petite A, you are wonderful at wording things. Thank you so much for commenting on these subreddits, because that's really helpful. And you're right, that's something I've never thought of before. As being a bi person, you can be in people with the opposite sex, so it never raises any flags. And if you fantasize about the same gender, then you don't have to publicly announce it or do anything with it. And it feels, people think it feels weird if I'm with somebody who's the opposite sex and I come out to them as bi or pans, then it seems weird. It's like, why did you need to announce that? 'Cause you're just in a straight relationship. But it's still who you are. It's still how your mindset is. It's still how you think. And it doesn't necessarily. I've known people who have come out as bi or pans when they're in a straight relationship and they're never done anything about it. They're still in that relationship, they still love that person and don't want to be with anyone else. They've just realized who they are, and there's nothing wrong with that either. You do you. And Sensitive Trouble 639, the original OP, has just said at the end, thank you. So yeah, you've just had some... Sorry, I think Brilliant Mango was replying to the comment above, not the main story. But the main story is what started all this. So thank you guys for sharing this. This has been really nice and positive, and I will put, like I try to do at the end of these videos, I'll put some useful numbers at the end, so if anyone is struggling, please contact somebody. Please reach out to somebody safe that you know, reach out to one of these subreddits, because the advice on them seems great. I haven't personally seen any trolls on there being really negative, but maybe that's something I've just missed, and maybe it is out there as an issue. But listen to people like Sublime Object Petite A, wonderful advisor. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.